What's up, people? We're here. We're ready. We're late. So we're hot too. Blame this little guy. You know what I'm saying? He only goes down for daddy, and he was not having it. He was just wanting to hang out and just walk in circles for a little bit. But shout out, props to the wife for getting the room ready. She's got the water filled up. She's got the monitor ready. Even turn on the lights and fan. Let's go. Props to the dungeon wife. So let's go. Whew, baby. General Mineral is in the chat. General Mineral is the secret artist who's been working on the logo things, and the logo is going to be coming to you next week. I have some more work to do with the logo. I'm going to draw on it myself. Bug's going to mess with it. General Mineral is going to mess with it, and we'll go from there. But Galen, I think it's right. Let's do the dang thing, right? Let's jump right freaking into it, y'all. And we're jumping right into it with the hot and heavy Q&A out the gate. So Q&A, ready, set, go. Ask your questions, hashtag questions. I'm not messing around tonight. There's no announcements apart from, I guess, the release of 0.6 is here. I said the 15th last time. And oh baby, we're 4 days early. So the 0.6 Alpha is live right now. It's the first live stream we've done technically after that. So that's cool. So yeah, the 0.6 hype is still going. Yes. So yeah, 0.6 best update yet. For real. All the 3 more classes, more spells, lots of stuff. And the most exciting thing for me about 0.6 being released is now we can focus forward. 0.6 was a bit of a sidestep as far as we're creating new classes, but that doesn't help you progress the levels. So people that I really want to do some stuff for people that are playing campaigns and they want to level up and all this stuff. So new content from here on forward, every single update will allow you to increase in level. And if for sure, I'm looking to get the 0.7 out before the Kickstarter goes live, and everything else is probably going to be part of the Kickstarter. But here we go. Way too excited for 0.6 fee. Ted, you cannot be ever too excited for 0.6, but Ted just created a new fee and paid a fee for being too excited for 0.6. That's what's up. And then we also had another super chat that came while I was walking in circles. Liam has a question. Seeing as we're getting level 4 and 0.7, will all the entries gain a new list of 4 traits, or the alpha will we just get 2 ancestry points? Currently in the alpha, level 4 is automatic. The only thing holding y'all back from getting to level 4 is the fact that level 3 subclasses aren't there. So as soon as I give y'all subclasses, you'll automatically be able to get to 4, right? Just automatically. Because all level 4 is you get a talent and 2 ancestry points. That's it. Now, future, there is plans for bigger ancestry traits, more ancestry traits, all that kind of stuff for you to be able to have bigger point values or things that are maybe more powerful and have requirements or expansions of current other things. You get the idea, right? Like an extremely tough feat, right? Like an extremely tough thing, and you can get extremely tough and it requires tough and it's +1 hit point. Stuff like that. You get the idea, right? So there you go. And then I feel like we had one other. Is that all I missed? Okay, cool. And then participants. Oh man, we have so many people here now. Showing Tabletop, Ted, Pocket, Travis, Yellow Ninja, Ocarus, PH Arbex, Rakdos, Ricky, Rules and Rulings, Scatterbug, Power Hungry, Nightbot's here. Probably drunk though. Who knows? And then Mortal, My Name. What a name. Mini Warlord, Michelle, Matthew Demp, Mark, Malzor, Lower Jam, Look It's Baz, Kyle, Just the Craft, Johnny, Jonchi, Jakku, Ironside, I Am Dollop, Graydon Schlichter, Graydon Schlichter. I love that name, and I love saying it wrong. Grand Old Dwarf, Nico, Glenn, General Mineral, Guaza, Galen, Nightvox, Galaxy Night Sky, Fyrex, Fanboy, Dr. Amazing, Cro-Magnum, Crocodile, Aztec, and Arcane Cypher. Unless you just said something now and just popped in. And Wolves is here. Oh, thank God, Wolves. Oh my God, do I even have a moderator? I asked for the questions. I jumped right in and asked for the questions, and turns out I do have a moderator. Wolves, man, freaking props to Wolves, dude. Wolves is so clutch. Wolves, you're so clutch, bro. Appreciate you, man. Let's get right into it, y'all. Okay, how do I close out? Oh, there we go. All right, cool. All right, we are caught up. We are good. And oh god, I missed two other things. Yeah, if you don't know how this works, every single live stream, at the end of the live stream, I give away a copy of the DC20 Alpha and all future updates to the Alpha. And then if we hit every quarter of the way through the goal, I give away another one. If we hit the halfway point, I give away a seat at the table to play a one shot of DC20, which we play in this week. This week in 2 days is one of the giveaway live streams. This is the second one that we've done of these giveaway live streams, one shots of DC20. Super fun. And then the ultimate goal is a massive lore dump of the campaign setting of DC20, which we'll see. We'll see how soon that comes out, because we're doing some world building streams here soon, maybe even this week. Rules and rulings. Bot bribe. Need to show off my Fogbarian Lancer. Frogbarian Lancer. Oh my gosh. So Rules and Rulings is trying to sneak his way into one of the one shots to play his Frogbarian. Wow. All right. So let's get right into it. You know, I gotta stay hydrated, or my chat gets angry, or starts coming up with different types of fees. All right, so here we go. Let me pull this up over here, and then we're good here. All right, so first question, Arcane Cipher question. I believe last week you mentioned that there was close to 21 some odd classes planned. Can you share anything about the ones we haven't seen yet? Ooh, Arcane Cipher. Ooh. In fact, I have it pulled up on my screen right now. Look at that. Boom. Here are all of the classes planned, or at least on the docket, you know what I'm saying? The ones that are not released yet, Artificer, it has a lot done to it. That's why it has a little different symbol. It's like a little pin. Originally, it was going to be released in 0.6, but there's too much going on with magic items, and the magic item system hasn't been released yet for DC20, so I didn't want to rush anything out just for the sake of getting something out, so I had to pull that. Spellblade is like a Magus. It's going to be, you could put it in either category, but it's basically like a Eldritch Knight type thing, but maybe a full class version of that. Big, huge asterisk on this one. I don't know if this is going to be a thing or not. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. I don't know if it's needed within the space of DC20, but I actually think it could be, because in the process of making the Warlock, Warlock was originally a hybrid caster. It originally had stamina and mana, right? It had both. So if it had both, it ended up not needing it. It was being forced, but a lot of the cool ideas and things that spawned from what if we made a hybrid spellcaster are going to go into the Spellblade. So the Spellblade has a lot of really cool ideas already. So yeah, and then so possibly there will be a Spellblade, and in general, like in the future, who knows? Like absolutely, the Spellblade will not be in the core rulebook. I can 100% tell you that. The Elementalist, Shapeshifter, Shaman, Summoner, and Beast Tamer will not be in the core rulebook. I can 100% tell you that. Not all of these classes will be in the core rulebook. Ooh, interesting. We'll see. We'll see about that. Oh, Wolves. I did not see Peter's super chats. Can you snag those? He must have super chatted him so far ago. Such a long time ago. Community moderation, top chat, funding, super chats. Oh, there we go. I do see them. I can scroll back. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, cool. Peter says, hi, coach. Thank you for 0.6 and explaining videos. Ah, yes. I love doing those changelog videos. Peter has a question. You gain up to your speed in spaces and heroic leap. Does it mean your current available speed? Wait, you gain up to your speed in spaces and heroic leap. Does it mean your current available speed coupons? Yeah. It's your current move speed. So if you have a move speed of 4, then whenever you gain your moves, you gain up to your speed in spaces, you gain 4. If you are some sort of ancestry that has 5, or you're a monk that gets 5, or barbarian, whatever, then you gain your move. Whatever your move speed is, you gain that, right? Now, if you're currently slowed, or your speed's reduced in some way, or you're in turtle stance or something, that would be different, because it's whatever your speed is in spaces. But yeah, so that's how that works. And then I love Peter with these questions. Can the Cleric's Prayer of Destruction be used together with enhanced blinding light flashbang for 3 damage versus all targets around. No, you pick a target, right? So whenever there's blinding light, you can definitely use Prayer of Destruction with the blinding light searing situation, right? You can absolutely do that, but it has to be one of those targets, right? And it has to succeed on a spell check if there is a spell check against their mental defense, right? So you have to be able to land something on them, and it's only one of them. It is definitely not all of them. So really read the section of the Prayer Destruction says a target. Just pick one target and they suffer that effect, right? Same thing with healing. If you do some sort of AoE thing to your allies, one of them gets healed from your prayer situation. And then King Hodop. What? King Hodop throwing down. Here's my $50 for tonight. Summary of feedback. Bard and Druid feel overly complex. Yes, I agree. They are more advanced classes on purpose. And I wanted to test that 100%. So I'm going to take a little pit stop there with what Hodop said before I read the rest of it. The Bard, the Bard's not that crazy. I would completely agree with the Druid. The Bard's not too crazy. I will say maybe because they have a reaction-based, help action and some other things they can do with that. Sure, I can see that. And they have the song, the performance they can change. So I can see that. The Druid for sure is the most advanced class in the game. It's the most complex one. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And I do not want to shy away from, oh no. Sorry, I can't make really, really dynamic and interesting classes. They're a bit more complex because it's just too, I don't want to put training wheels. I don't want to keep training. There are plenty of classes, and the system itself, I think, is plenty intuitive for them players to be fine. So your first time playing DC20, first time playing a TTRPG, you should not play a Druid. And I stand by that, and I'm totally fine signing off on that. And that's a game design decision that I feel like. Now, if the overwhelming feedback and everybody's like, the Druid, I don't want to play Druid because it's so terrible. It's so terribly complex. Oh my gosh, it's really cool, but man, it's so complex. If that's a ton of feedback I get, okay, we could simplify the Druid. They won't be as intricate. They won't be, in my opinion, as cool, but we could do that. You know what I'm saying? Most of their expansions seem like higher level features. Are there plans to bump them to level 5 after playtesting? Currently, no. Also, Bard PDF formatting, please get an editor. First of all, that's rude to my current editor. Any sort of errors or anything like that, I would say keep in mind, if anything was more for it to be more polished would take more time, and there's no way we would have been 4 days early. So I would say as a community, we focus on oh my gosh, we're 4 days early, we got there 0.6, bang, 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 we got it, we can play it. And you're in the alpha, and I'm getting things out as early releases and all these types of things in this whole alpha system being released. It is not a finished product. It is not going to have all the spelling right and all the grammar things and little periods and all the bolds and italics and formatting and all that kind of stuff. All those things are not going to be absolutely perfect, because I don't think y'all want that also for what an alpha is. Because if that was the case, it would be 2 weeks later than what it is right now. I could not release it next week for a whole bunch of long list of reasons, and it therefore would have been the following Monday, and y'all would have got it 2 weeks later for it to look nicer. And I don't think y'all want that. That's just I'm not trying to speak for y'all. But if it was me and it's an alpha, I just want to get the dang thing and play with the dang thing. I don't necessarily, now when the Kickstarter comes around, guarantee you me, I'm going to bust out my magnifying glass and I'm going to scope through every page. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. Thank you, Hodop. Appreciate you, brother. Hodop's a huge member of the community and always coming in swinging hard with feedback. I love me some constructive criticism for sure. I got you, bro. And then another one from Peter. One more question. If Tank Marshal multiclasses into Warlock and picks Pact Armor to get +1 MD and 1 DR, does he obtain the Warlock hybrid spellcasting too? You do, because of the multiclassing. So if you're a Marshal and you multiclass into a spellcaster, you get all of the spellcasting kit of cool things that you get from being a Warlock, right? And you got to keep in mind also your Pact. Oh yeah, your Pact Armor would be fine. So yeah. So yes, you would get the Pact Armor, and a Warlock is a spellcaster, so you would get the spellcasting kit of the little bundle, little booster pack you get for that. So there's that. And then, oh man, I got caught back up on super chats. Where are we at? For each class, one subclass from D&D and one DC original. Thoughts? Liam, I would say no to that. I don't want to think about D&D. You know what I'm saying? If I want to completely turn a blind eye to D&D, I don't think No offense. I don't think they did a great job with subclasses. Some of them, sure, they're cool, and some of them, no. So I don't want to have any sort of structure or any sort of rigid thing like a purposeful, like one D&D and one us and one, you know what I'm saying? I am just going to, you'll see the whole process. Right now, it has been a huge process of doing the subclasses, which has been months in the making of myself's brainstorm journey of doing polls. If y'all remember about a month or two ago of a bunch of polls coming out of different subclasses, all that stuff, right? Yeah, that was a huge journey I went down. And I ended up in a spot. And then I've asked my team to do some brainstorm journey. And then I'm going to take these two separate documents. My team has a document they're brainstorming on. I have a document that nobody's seen. And then I'm going to combine the two of them together. And we'll really see what the subclasses are. And I'm not even going to be thinking about D&D that whole time during that process. Now, did I scan through the D&D stuff? For sure. Is there going to be inspiration that naturally crosses over? For sure. Is there going to be some classes where two of the subclasses are DC20's version of those? I mean, sure. If D&D did a great enough job of hitting those out of the park, then yeah, for sure. So there's my response to that. Showing Academia with a super chat. Where should I put spells/techniques in the character sheet? Yes, currently the character sheet has a list of features, right? So I personally would get a separate sheet of paper, honestly, right? And there is more to be done for the character sheet, because if you there's not anything listed for spells. There's not really enough listed for equipment, right? Techniques, maneuvers, all that kind of stuff. I want to have a sheet that has a section for all that stuff. There will be a section with a whole big chunk that you can put your techniques and maneuvers in. You can put your spells and cantrips in. There's gonna be a whole thing for that. But it's not currently in the current character sheet, because the current character sheet's just one page. Super simple right now, but it's going to be for sure expanded on. And Peak D&D coming in with a late fee. Late fee for Peak D&D. Team Odd. And Peak D&D has chosen their sides with the teams of Odd versus Evens. And it looks like right now Team Odd is winning. And then showing Academia. I have a player new to fantasy playing Druid. Let's go. Shonen. Let's go, Shonen. I mean, again, I'm saying it's advanced, right? I would not necessarily recommend it, but if they're down, they're going to be able to play it. And I think it's just fine. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they have a grove they can make. And yes, they have a wild form that there's so much customizability to. And I would just recommend for that player, make a few custom animals with you picking your 2 traits and stuff. Make a few custom animals and have a preset, like go to 5 animals or so that you make beforehand for yourself. Done. You just saved yourself a whole bunch of time there. Frat time early fee. Wait, Fearat time early fee. And then Brandon Lane, going to bed fee. Oh, good night, guys. That's funny. Live chat. There we go. And now we're back. All right, cool. AC, loving the 0.6. Let's go. Appreciate you, Ace. Teen Even will rise. Oh no. Oh, and now the teams are going at it in the chat. Oh no. Okay, cool. Now, with all the super chats out of the way, we dive back into our next question. So Arcane Cypher, that entire question was Arcane Cypher going to town on that one. So that was showing all the classes. PH Arbex has a question. Might, agility, and charisma have very specific roles in combat, but what about intelligence? Do we have any impact when it comes to combat? So skills. All right, next one. Yellow Ninja. PH Arbex, I'm not trying to troll you, but that is the answer. It's skills. I went on a little bit of a rant last week, I think, on every single attribute should have a presence, play a role in some way, affect in some way, shape, or form combat, right? Some more than others, just like in the social pillar of the game, some will affect things more than others. But intelligence gives you skills. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. And there are skill checks in combat. Some people have huge weights put on their skill checks, whether it be intimidation checks to be able to do taunt mechanics, athletics checks to do grapple mechanics, acrobatics checks whenever you fall. There's tons of different stuff that you can do. You can do trickery checks, and every skill almost has medicine checks to do a first aid kit. Like, there's so many different skills in the game that you can be making skill checks in combat, especially if you're purposely trying to do that. So that's intelligence's role. Done, right? And then next question, Yellow Ninja. Whew, I was talking, man. Okay. What we got? Why is I feel like my bot things wrong for the goal up there. I don't know. Anyway, Yellow Ninja. What's your plan for inventory / encumbrance? Yeah, there's going to be an encumbrance system that's based on might. I'm between two different types of systems. If you're familiar with Alcander's Almanac, you're going to know where my head's at. But yeah, and then inventory, I do have last week in the patron only live stream, I showed the equipment list for that. The equipment list will probably be part of the Kickstarter. I'm not too worried about an equipment list type of situation. There's so many things that's not a big concern for me to get out as far as an alpha situation. But encumbrance it'll be might based, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is definitely the equipment list is done. I'm working on the packs, little packs of which you can get, little starting equipment packs. I'm gonna do packs in a much smoother way than D&D. These weird, strange packs. Starting equipment's gonna be a breeze. You'll see. And then Team Odds Summoner sneak peeks. Just the Craft. Your sneak peek for the Summoner is personally, I like item slots instead of tracking weight. Yeah. That's gonna there's gonna be I want to have on the character sheet a piece of equipment where you have the body and there's like a line for the helmet, a line for the hands. I really like that. I don't know if that's gonna be an official one, but it might be. It definitely could be. It will be an option. But yeah. So the question was. Just to crash a Summoner sneak peek. The Summoner sneak peek is the Summoner currently in my head is a hybrid a hybrid spellcaster as well. Hybrid being they use mana to buff things, being their allies and their summoned creatures. They'll be able to buff their summoned creatures better than their own allies, but they still can cast magic. They're still going to be a full magic spellcaster. They'll be able to cast buffs and stuff on their allies and their summoned creatures, and then they'll use stamina for their summoned creatures to attack, right? So they're going to be able to spend their action economy. They're going to be able to spend their stamina in that way as well. So it's going to be a whole cool thing for them to interact with that. But yes, Summoner, hybrid spellcaster, mana for magic and buffs, stamina for their monsters to attack. So heck yeah. And then so Jeffrey, I'm going to throw this out there because I've seen this come up before, so I want to make sure I say it officially. So Jeffrey says, I think taunt should be moved to intimidation. Again. Jeffrey, check 0.6. It is. You're already using attack checks for most maneuvers or martial checks for others. Taunt could be special. It feels weird So taunt, you can do an attack check or an intimidation check, and I think that's the perfect place for it, because forcing it to be an attack check and then it combining the multiple attack check penalty, I definitely see that was not an intent. So having it be an option to choose, I think is the perfect spot, because I don't want people to force. I don't think if you're in combat and you're attacking somebody and you're threatening them with violence, I don't think you need to be proficient in intimidation and have mastery levels in intimidation in order to do that well. You're in combat and you're about to cast magic at somebody to kill them. Make an attack check for intimidation makes absolutely good sense. But having it be a choice is I think the perfect spot. So yes, it is now a choice in 0.6. That's one of the rules, right? And then lycanthropy rules. There will be lycanthropy rules. And after talking to some people who are making an intro adventure for DC20 that may or may not be launching with the launch of the game, there might be some lycanthropy in the starter adventure for DC20 as well. So that was a little, didn't hear it from me. And then Xander Duffy. I cannot wait to see what the Artificer looks like in DC20. How similar would you say it is to the moment to Artificer type of class in other games? I can't speak to Artificer in other games. I don't have experience in a lot of other games. The class vision for Artificer is to be able to create magic items and have a certain amount of ability to be able to infuse items with magic that they can use themselves or give to party members to use, etc., and be able to use their magics to imbue items with it. As simple as that, right? And so I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be super cool where the Artificer's going. But I just want to release it alongside the magic item system as well. Artificer love everywhere. Hype. Night Gazura. Enchantment. What'd I say? Enchantment? What'd I say? What'd I say? Tabletop? What'd I say? Did I say it wrong? Cool. All right. Next question. We're back. Oh, I shouldn't move my head that fast. My neck is still hurting me. If you guys remember, for the last like 3 weeks, my neck's been hurting. Okay. So I'm quoting a game. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So next question. My name. Their name is My Name. Has a question. Wife loves Genasi. Elemental born when? Must lure her to DC20. Elemental born. I don't know if the Elemental born will be a part of the core rules for DC20. If anything, I can probably say they will not be a part of the core rules for DC20, but I can guarantee they will be making an early release, an early showcase in the DC20 magazine. If you are not familiar, on Patreon, but the entire reason why I'm sitting in this room, in this office with you guys right now are my patrons. Not trying to be super sappy right now, but one of my patrons said it best. I did a whole bunch of polls and things on Patreon. One of my patrons said it best. I came here for 5th edition homebrew and I'm staying here for DC20. So on Patreon, I'm going to be releasing as soon as the Kickstarter is done and closed. As soon as anyone who backs the Kickstarter is going to be getting the PDF of the beta, I guess. Yeah, the beta. That sounds crazy to say because we're in the alpha right now. The Kickstarter would be the beta. The beta rules are going to go out, and the Kickstarter is going to be the DC20 magazine. The first issue of DC20 magazine is going to go out, and that's exactly the type of stuff that I want to be able to put in there. Is things that aren't going to be in the core rule book, but at least are good enough in the spot where I would feel comfortable giving them out to you guys to be able to kind of play with and mess around with and all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of early access stuff coming out in the DC20 magazine. And then I want to drop this too. I'm going to drop this too because I want to get y'all in my head here too. And maybe tell your wife, freaking My Name. I don't know what your name is, My Name, but tell your wife. I foresee in the future, you can maybe even quote me on this now. I foresee in the future an expansion to DC20 that is an elemental expansion. It's an expansion where we release the Elemental Born. We release the Elementalist class. We release a ton of monsters with elemental themed monsters. We release the planes of existence involving the plane of fire, plane of water, plane of earth, plane of air, all that kind of stuff. The elemental chaos. We release a whole bunch of stuff all about it. And that is a whole thing, and it'd be a whole themed expansion pack around it. And I think that is the type of expansion packs I want to do for DC20, where it's thematic. It's not just like, oh, hey, it's this thing of everything, and it's just randomly grab bag of all this stuff, right? I'm sure there'll be something like that if we run out of categories, right? But there's going to be a dragon category. There's going to be a lich undead category where the summoner will come in. There's going to be a beast themed one where the tamer and beast tamer class will be revealed. You get the idea. A necromancy expansion, just a craft. You get out of my head. And then DC20 Avatar, Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Yes. Yeah. Avatar for sure. You'll see. I'll show a little with other ways in the system. Let's go. Boatloads. Appreciate you, dude. And then Graydon. Oh, this is the name. I love to say wrong. Graydon Schittler. Graydon Schlichter. Graydon Schlichter. There we go. I think I said it good in the middle there. Question: Beastborn ancestry trait. What do you think about emergent synergies not spelled out in text? For example, keen hearing doubling the range of echolocation. Oh, interesting. That type of stuff, I would love for Dungeon Masters to run with that type of stuff. You know, I think that's super cool. Now, maybe that's worth a point. Maybe it's you take 1 point for keen hearing, 1 point for echolocation. And if you have both of those, then, you know, or maybe we could step in with an official one that says requires this and requires this, and you can do that. Ooh, whoa, crazy. That is a bit crunchy and complicated, just to get you in my head. That's a bit crunchy and complicated for what I would see for a core rule. That sounds like a homebrew rule. That sounds like a cool bonus level up perk. That sounds like maybe some wild stuff, that fringe stuff that goes into the DC20 magazine, right? But I think that's freaking cool, right? So props to you, Graydon, for even having that thought. I love that. Wait, gave up 2 streams ago. Gave up what? What did I give up on? Read bolos and get so far. He tries so hard. What am I trying for? I'm so excited for what am I trying for? Somebody tell me what I'm trying for. Playing of City of Doors. I hope DC20 releases. DC20 Unholy Cursed Exception. Boatloads. Does he? What did I get? Just the Craft. What did I give up on 2 streams ago? I'm trying to get caught up in the chat. Typing song lyrics. Oh, songs. Y'all are singing songs. Okay. Pronouncing names. Okay. Oh, I do try. I really do try. Okay. Anyway, Fyrax has a question. All effects have the same chance for inflicting the effect. What? Will we see some attacks that have higher chance of inflicting the effect just to keep damage on particular monsters? So Fyrax, check out the 0.6. Check out the 0.6 dynamic attack saves, and or check out the video that I put out yesterday on the channel about dynamic attack saves, because that's no longer the case. It used to be you made any time that you were suffering an effect of something, you would be making a save against their save DC, which was always a set number, which was a little bit low and very easy to save against, which was also a problem. The absolutely elegant, beautiful, oh my god, love it solution is you now make that the save you make, you're rolling a save against their check that they're making at you. So it's a contest in that way. So it's in a much better spot now. And then cool. Mark Fagate. Character with tremor sense and is blinded. How does that work mechanically? So if a character with tremor sense, if a character has tremor sense, right, then that means they can see normally, right? Unless that you're saying that the character is blind, right? You're saying blinded, which is like something happened, like a flash of light. So we're going to go with that. So if you have a normal character and you happen to have tremor sense, cool. All right. You have a whole bunch of other stuff too, but you have tremor sense. So in general, you're going to be using your sight, right? That's going to be the sense you're using. And you wouldn't necessarily be using tremor sense unless there's something that's invisible around you or something is around the corner or whatever, right? That Dungeon Master would say that to you, right? But then if you're blinded, well, it's as long you're blinded. Yes, you have no more regular sight, but you still have tremor sense, and you can still sense 3 spaces or whatever it is right around you, and that's it. So if someone's attacking you, you still know they're there, and there's you know what I'm saying. So you have tremor sense. So you are not blind within that. So that trumps it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there's an attack that's outside of that range and all that kind of stuff, that's where you got to kind of think there. So if someone is shooting at you and you're blind and you have no idea, then yeah, that's good. You're going to have some negative side effects. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I would say is if your tremor sense allows you to see, then you can see, right? So that's kind of, it trumps it in that space within the 3 spaces of your tremor sense, if that makes sense. Liam has a super chat. Will there be an ancestry with 0.7? If so, what would it be? I vote construct. There will not be an ancestry in 0.7. And this is another one of those things. You don't want there to be an ancestry in 0.7 because trust me, you just want me to focus on subclasses. And right now I can't even focus on subclasses because I got to do all this Kickstarter stuff. I sent out 62 emails to content creators to get things rolling for Kickstarters. I can actually tell you this right now. You might be, and I'm saying might, and some of these are 100%. You might be seeing some ad spots for DC20 from names like Dungeon Dudes, Professor Dungeon Master, Bob World Builder, Luke Hart, DM Layer, D&D Shorts, D4 Deep Dive, All Things D&D, One Shot Questers. The list goes on. There's going to be a ton of I've been busted but literally almost every day right for the last week or so for the last week or so, because once 0.6 was out of my hands, I've just been doing the grind stuff for DC20 Kickstarter. So yeah. I've reached out to literally everybody. Jenny D, I was about to get Jenny D, but her ad spots are all filled up for that month. So I was even 3 months in advance. I should have reached out a month sooner. Should have done it a month sooner. I messed up. Gotta plug in the baby monitor. Here we go. So yeah, there's that. So anyway, and then Yeah, take a break, my dude. Hey, no, there's no time. There's no time. And Dimension 20 doesn't do ad spots like that. Dimension 20 just makes content themselves. They don't even do ad spots. But I have talked to Brennan Lee Mulligan about DC20. We had a one-on-one call a few months ago, and we might be having another one-on-one call here soon. So yeah, big stuff. Really big stuff, right? Ironside. Next question. Ironside. Question: is Beastborn natural weapon stacking with monk unarmored attacks, allowing 4 attacks at 3 damage? Is Beastborn natural weapon stacking with monks unarmed attacks? Interesting, Ironside. I'm going to make a note of that. That is a great point. The intent. I would have to look at the intent of that, because natural weapon works like an unarmed strike, but I wouldn't want it to be said like, oh, the monk, it's an unarmed strike for a monk, and then now monks just have these. Oh, well, sorry, all monks have to be a beastborn. No, that's not the intent at all there. Nope. So I'm going to make a note in 0.7's change log. Beastborn natural weapons interactions with monk unarmed strike. Right, because I don't want to freaking. Sorry, everybody's a beastborn now. Right. Critical role ad? No. And that's all I'll say on that one. I'm not about to start trying to talk about that, but no, that's not going to happen. I love Critical Role. They're great people, all that kind of stuff, but it's wildly expensive and a gigantic risk, which also maybe for Alcanar's Almanac, I would do that. Maybe for Alcanar's Almanac, which is a 5th edition expansion to 5e, right? And putting an ad spot for that on a Critical Role they're playing D&D, yeah, that makes absolute sense. But a TTRPG, you know what I'm saying? Like another tabletop roleplay game, spending that kind of money, I just don't think it would be. I wouldn't get my return back. It's just so expensive, understandably so. But anyway, Galen's question: is the light crossbow supposed to do 3 damage like heavy crossbow? It's the only difference seems to be longer range. Yes. Light crossbow, heavy crossbow, both deal 3 damage. The only difference is range. That is 100% intended and 100% the goal. That's on purpose. It is like that. I could see a world where one of those 2 crossbows get taken out of the game and whatever, because they are so similar. But yeah, that is the intent. It's also the intent with a short bow, long bow, because I did not want to gate certain weapons behind heavy weapon, because classes like Rogue and Ranger don't get access to heavy weapons. So it'd be really strange if the Rogue and Ranger couldn't use good ranged weapons. So the light versions of these weapons had to be good, especially in comparison. So the only real bonus going from the light version to the heavy version is range, which ultimately in lots of situations doesn't matter because they already have enough range. But I will say one of the things on the docket to change for 0.7 is a little bit of a range reduction in ranged weapons. But that's another time for another time. Question from Jeffrey. Which update will contain the Beastmaster and the Summoner? That's going to be down the road, baby. That's years in the future. Years in the future for the full release. But, who knows when things can come out through the DC20 magazine. You know what I'm saying? And then there is a light crossbow. I am Dollop. There is. It's a 1 damage, but it still has the impact property. Yeah, there is a one-handed crossbow. Dr. Amazing has a question. Will there be a talent / subclass that lets marshals spell duel with weapons? No. Talent spell duel with weapons. There will be a talent that will allow some sort of, mage blade type situation where you can counter spells with a weapon and stuff like that, but it will not be like you attack, it won't work the way that I feel like that you described it. I feel like it would be more of like a magical thing where they can stop it with their weapon. So the more I'm reading your question, the more I think we might be synced up. So yes, there will be a like melee anti-spell, anti-magic weapon user. I love that. And I see that being a subclass of the spell blade. But that's just to get you in my head right there. And then Hey, what's up? Gabriel Dixon. All Gabriel Dixon says is super excited for DC20. Gosh, y'all. It always hits me, man. It always hits me. Like, I'm going to get sappy for a second. God dang it. I was a teacher for 11 years, right? And I freaking brought the hype, brought the energy. You guys have seen the, overhyped energy I probably have. Early in the channel's history, I got a bunch of hate comments about, this guy's just faking it. This guy says so much. There's no way this guy's like this. But ask my friends in real life, if you get me hyped up about talking about something, baby, you know what I'm saying? So I was this way in the classroom. I was teaching math like this. I was telling stories like this. I was trying to get freaking all that stuff, right? All this stuff. And then I would coach like this on the court, in the track field, all this stuff. And then so many times as teachers, it's just exhausting to have to force people to learn, right? And so my entire professional adult life was forcing kids to learn math that they didn't want to learn math. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some kids obviously want to learn math and they're great students and all that kind of stuff. But to come from a profession where I'm just surrounded by just ungratefulness, whether it be the coworkers that I'm going for, or whether it be the kids in the schools and stuff that didn't appreciate. Teachers aren't appreciated enough, whether it be by principals or students. So to come from that, to then come to a spot where I'm sitting here talking to you guys about a cool game I'm making, and then to have people randomly stop me, hey, throw a super chat to support the direction and support things being done. Hey, I'm super excited for what you're doing. It's crazy, man. It's freaking crazy. It's freaking crazy. So, all right. We're back on track. Okay, cool. Immortal wants me to start forcing kids to learn how to play DC20. Maybe I should go back. Except I wouldn't teach a class. I would just be a volunteer after school TTRPG person that would force kids to learn DC20. There you go. Whew. All right, here we go. Pull it together. I'm back. Rules. Really, we're back. Whew. All right. Luis, next question. Luis. When do you plan on rules for mounted combat? Do you picture a class that relies on it? A class that relies on it? No, I've never really liked that. A talent that relies on it? Yeah. A subclass that relies on it? Maybe. A fighter subclass? For sure. I could see that, but yeah, mounted combat is going to be more of a game master's guide thing for sure. But I will say mounting things might be in 0.7. So stay tuned for 0.7 on that. Mounting things, like mounting creatures, that rule could be making its way into 0.7. So stay tuned for that. And then Yellow Ninja. Question: if a paladin picks up a spellcaster multiclass talent, does that mean they gain an extra 5 mana? Because that would put them at more MP than a regular spell. 5 mana. My question is, where are you getting this 5 mana from? So the paladin spellcaster would only gain. So I'll show you the rule. In fact, I'm going to show you the rule live on screen so that you can follow me to it. So 0.6. We're going to multiclassing, right? So a paladin is a martial class. So martials that multiclass into spellcasting. Martial classes that multiclass into spellcasting. Guys, I'm telling you, this is the longest heading maybe ever in any book that's ever been written. It's the longest heading, but I had to write it this long because I really need it to be so obvious. It's a martial class that's multiclassing into a spellcasting class, right? So yeah, I had to make sure it made sense to me, so it makes sense to you guys, right? So, multiclassing spellcasting mastery. They gain a spell list, they gain cantrips, learn spells, they gain all these things. So they gain 2 mana. You know what I'm saying? They gain 2 mana, right? So you have number of mana points equal to your prime modifier. But paladins already have that. You know what I'm saying? So I could see how there could be some confusion here. So I'm going to highlight this and say, clear up confusion on paladins interactions here, right? because paladins in their paladin class thing already get mana equal to their prime. Like they already get that, right? And then additionally, they get their mana from whatever. And Paladin, if you didn't notice, Paladin's mana got nerfed by 1 in the last update as well for kind of some of these reasons, right? So Paladins will have 3 base mana plus 1 for being a Paladin. And then if they multi-class into this, right, they would be level 2 now. So level 2 Paladins would get 1 more, right? And then mana gain, they would gain 2 more. So they would have 7. That's it, right? So that's the amount of mana they'd have. And then, yeah, that's it. So then a normal spellcaster, like a full spellcaster, would have prime plus their base mana. So they'd have 6 mana at level 1. They'd have 6 mana plus 3 more mana at level 2 brings them to 9 mana. So a full spellcaster would have 9 mana. A paladin, regular paladin, would have 5 mana, almost half. Right. The only thing boosting that would be their prime, right? At first, they get a little boost from their prime. But then a paladin who multi-classes into spellcasting, trying to get a little bit more mana, would be at 7. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's perfect. 5, 7, 9. There you go. You get the picture. That's all been mathed out for sure. So there's that. And then regular is cool. Exactly. Mounted. Okay, cool. We got it. Cool. All right, cool. And then. Next question. Yellow Ninja Cothridge. How homebrew friendly will DC20 be? One issue I have with some systems, they need a lot of work to use a homebrew setting. Oh, homebrew setting. Oh, DC20 is gonna be so friendly, y'all. It's gonna be so stupid friendly. There's going to be a skill challenge system. There's going to be a downtime system. There's going to be an exploration system. All of these types of things that you're literally going to be able to be like, oh, you're going to have this skill challenge system, and it's going to be so nice. I'm telling you guys that you're going to be like, oh man, how would I convert this? It's a skill challenge, boop, and then you're going to be able to make it a skill. It's going to be so simple, and it's your own campaign, immersion things. It's just going to be. It's your life's going to. My goal. And I believe this, so I'm obviously biased saying this because it's me. But I think it's just so much easier as a game master. It is easier to run DC20. Just from running both systems, it's just easier, and I just have more fun doing it. So he did the math. Mathematician. Heck yeah, lots of math freaking goes into making a game, y'all. And then Gazura. Question. Oh, also I think DC20 is easier to homebrew on the rule level as well because of all the by 5s, because of how all the numbers work. It is really easy to homebrew for, just for the record. Gazura, plans for lycanthropy. Oh, I actually answered that question already. So yes, lycanthropy has its whole system. If you're interested, I do have a lycanthropy system that will be very similar to what is going to be published for DC20, the D&D version. It's on my website. It's a lycanthropy PDF. That's for sure. Check that out. And I have a $5 off coupon right now, and every single 5e product is about to get a massive price drop on the website in about a month or two. Yeah. So stay tuned for that too, because that's going to be with us moving into DC20 territory. I'm going to kind of have the good old salute to 5e and drop all the prices on all this stuff. So that could be cool. For some people, you know what I'm saying? And then Sing and Smash question. Are you going to include examples of classic animals for the druid to make it easier for people who don't want to worry about making custom beasts? Yes, Sing and Smash. 100% that is a plan. There's going to be, my plan for this is going to be druid class, boop. Here is right after the druid. Maybe it would be better to put it in another spot. I don't know. Maybe it would be better to put it in like an appendix type situation. But either way, have some custom some pre-made animals already made for you. I think it probably is going to go right after the druid, because that's where I think it would make the most sense in the druid in the book, right? It's just right there. But there'd be a nice little list of like, hey, you want this animal? Pick this and this for that. This and this for that. This and this for that. Because literally, it could be like panther, this trait, that trait, bear, this trait, that trait. Owl, this trait, you know what I'm saying? So you get the idea. And then Galaxy Fox Night Sky question: can you show us a little bit of your plans for exploration and the social aspect of the game? Galaxy, whoa. I just saw this. So we're playing sorcery. I'm super late, but howdy, everybody. Howdy, dude. What's up, man? That's funny. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Nicholas Pitty got DC20 yesterday. Spent 7 hours reading over it. Love it, man. I appreciate you, Nicholas. Let's go. So, okay, Galaxy, not Fox Night Sky. Plans for exploration and social aspect of the game. What live stream was it? Yeah, I think it was every Friday I do a live stream, and it was session prep number 1. Watch session prep number 1. That's going to be a really good example of some exploration plans for the game. And then socialize. So ultimately, those pillars of the game, I don't want to speak on too much yet because then, I don't want to speak on too much yet because I'm focusing on the combat pillar of the game to make sure that that's out there. Everything else, you have just as much resources as you do for D&D right now, which is, honestly not much because D&D doesn't give you much. But I want everyone to be able to run the game as best they can, and that's why I had to focus on the combat pillar first. But there is going to be entire systems for social exploration and skill challenges and downtime. So yes, Rakdos, loving 0.6. I've been watching every patron live stream. I was wondering if you're going to share the Notion doc you use for campaign and session prep. I shared something yesterday. I shared something last week. But I am going to, that is one of the things on the docket for this week. And if you make sure you check all your rewards, Rakdos, because I have a live feed. I have a whole feed that I have that I just film videos on. I just grab my phone. I'm like, hey guys, and I have things, and I made a whole updates about that type of stuff. So basically, late this week or early next week is when a bunch of the campaign stuff and game master resources are being put out there. So stay tuned for that. But yes, that is a resource that's coming within the next week or two for sure. And then Liam. Okay, Liam says, is this the correct release order? 1, beta/core rulebook. Oh yes. 2, monster manual. 3, DM's guide. So far, no. So 1, core rulebook. Second Kickstarter is Monster Manual and Game Master's Guide. Both of them is a bold move, but I got to get this stuff out to you guys as quick as I can. So I do want to do that. And then step 3 is the campaign setting. It's not crafting, harvesting, cooking, all that kind of stuff. 3 is the campaign setting, and then 4. That is 4 years in the future, and we'll see what happens in that point. I could see it going in a lot of different directions based on what you guys are wanting. So yeah. And then Sing and Smash. I would love to see a chat with Roll for Combat. Have you spoken with Stephen Glicker there? P.S. Don't give up on Jenny D. She's got a huge reach. Oh, I'm not giving up on Jenny D. I literally talked with her agent, and her ad spots are booked. I can't try any harder. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that though. And then Roll for Combat. Yes, I am familiar with Roll for Combat, Stephen Glicker. So I would absolutely be talking to those guys for sure. In fact, I'm going to send a message right now. You know what? I'm gonna leave just a note for myself over here to make sure. Roll for Combat. I have their contact information. And I think I've sent them stuff, but I'm doubting that now with you asking me that. So we'll see. And then, yeah, how close to the end are we? What do you mean the end? Oh, of the live stream? Yeah, this is, we are actually really close to the end of the live stream. Technically, we're in overtime right now, but I was late. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to we have a giveaway. We have one giveaway. We got one big old giveaway for a copy of the DC20 Alpha. And where'd my questions go? Oh, there we go. So let me go to here, and I'm going to do it overtime. I haven't done overtime in a little bit. Right? So I am going to post. I'm gonna put a little shot clock here. There we go. Shot clock. No. Yeah. I'm gonna do a 5-minute shot clock. Pause. All right. I'm gonna do a 5-minute shot clock of questions. I'm answering questions. While I'm answering questions, you guys type something in the chat. Type a subclass you're interested in seeing. How about that? Type something in the chat so that Nightbot knows you're here, and then I will pick a winner from there. If you win the giveaway, you get a copy of the DC20 Alpha. And if you already have a copy of DC20 Alpha, you get a shopping spree on the friggin' website or early access to, which is what Metallic Dragon patrons get, early access to the 0.7, which is going to be in the works, obviously, right now. So here we go. Super fast, and we're moving. All right. Super fast. Okay, here we go. The Wholesome Cultist. Last time that I was here, you brought up spellcasting examples for occult themes, but I was curious about any martials like Warlord using dark powers to invigorate or rogue spreading curses. Yes, I see that as being multi-classing. If you want to multi-class into some dark stuff, for sure. There's going to be a talent that's going to be a dark themed talent. There's going to be subclasses that are dark themed. There's going to be classes like the Warlock that are dark themed. You could thematically describe yourself in any way you want. So I think you could make a Warlord at level 1 and just role play that stuff. So yes, across the board. Ashtech. Question: a few of us in the homebrew channel community discussed the possibility of grit equals 2 plus charisma plus intelligence, and spending grit on either rally or granting advantage on focus. Whoa. And spending grit on either rally, granting advantage on saves, or focus, gaining advantage on a skill. Thoughts? So, for this to be an overtime question, it sucks. But I don't want that to be involved with intelligence at all. Intelligence is skills already done. I would never associate that with intelligence. Intelligence already has bonus skills, and that is charisma's thing. I am entertaining the idea of starting off with 2 plus charisma, just so that a negative charisma would void that. That is something that is on the table. But I don't want it to interact with skills. I don't want grit to be able to give advantage on skills. I think that would expand the reach of it to be too good and just randomly giving advantage all the time because you're spending grit points. And how does it look outside of combat? And if you're in downtime and there's these big chunks of downtime that you're going to say you're spending grit points every day to gain advantage on stuff, and it just gets real cheesy and stupid from people abusing that mechanic. So nope. I think it's going to stay in saves, but there's the overtime version of that. Rotomalov question: what is up next for the game in terms of features and/or classes? What? Games in terms of features and or classes. Subclasses coming up next, and a whole bunch of rules looking over, including armor is what's on the docket next. But that's the best I can tell you for that. Classes, no longer focusing on classes, focus on subclasses now. Malzor, dim light gaining disadvantage is pretty often ignored, misunderstood in 5e, and 0.6 has similar rules with little impact on the game and something you're considering being glossed over. So right now, light rules about light and all that kind of stuff, they're not glossed over. I think there is a more simple system that we have for light, because there is bright light, and then there's half of that radius outwards of dim light, and then there's dark, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's already a little bit cleaner light system. How much that plays a role in things is still up on the table, and yes, I know light is not a huge thing in the game normally, nor do I know if I want it to be a huge thing, you know what I'm saying? I think it can have its place and have its role in different things. So I think light's in an okay place right now, but I see what you're saying there. But it's definitely not like glossed. I know what you mean by being glossed over, but I think it's in a fine enough spot right now for it to be in a place that feels comfortable for everybody. But there you go. And then crafting system, that's going to be something that comes out in the future Kickstarter for sure. Gazura, specific rules, just guidelines for some sort of requirements of a pact with the patron or punishment for failure. Right? I think you know who from Baldur's Gate 3 is getting transformed. What specific or guidelines or some sort of requirements or a pact with the patron? Oh, yeah. I don't want there to be any sort of like you have to agree to some sort of things and like actually make a pact with a patron where you have to do tangible physical things. I don't want to force that, just like I don't want to force spellcasters to use a book. I don't want to force wizards to, you have to cast spells out of a book. You have to use a spell book. You have to do the, like, if you want to role play it, go for it. Props to you. And there could be supplements and extra rules and extra like Warlock booster pack of how to make packs cool, how to make spell components. There's lots of cool stuff we could release for that, but not a core rule. Definitely not a core overall rule. 1 minute. Kaylor, will there be a complexity rating due to... yes, I fully plan on there being a complexity rating for each class. That's really funny, Kaylor, that you asked that. Galaxy Fox Knight, you know the defense overhaul is on its way, but what are your ideas for MD to make it a bit more impact like PD or make it more... Oh, wow. I have zero plans for mental defense to be even or have the same impact as physical defense. That's not the goal. That's not the goal at all. In fact, this is going to be the final rant because now we're out of time. Is physical defense. In Dungeons and Dragons, there is one armor class. You get one that's for everything. And we see some problems of what arises from that. So in DC20, there are two. There are two, not in the case that they are even. I don't think that would be good for the overall health of the game if they were exactly the same. And then if you wanted to be a tank, you had to have both and all that kind of stuff. No, I really do think it's unique and cool that there are two different defenses. One is physical defense, and dear God, that's most of the things you're going to see, especially in a mundane aspect of the game. This is physical defense. Real cut and dry, stuff's coming at you, you're wearing stuff to block it. Bang, couldn't get more simple. And then you have mental defense. Certain things, certain classes, certain magic items, certain aspects of classes shine against mental defense, and it is more rare. Understandably so. There's not as many things that target mental defense, so therefore mental defense should be more niche. If half of the things, if half the spells, if half of the damage types in the game targeted mental defense and half physical, then yes, the physical and mental defense should be the same. But because most of them target physical defense and only 4 of them, psychic, sonic, holy, and unholy, target mental defense, it shouldn't be the same. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's a little bit of a rant on there, just to kind of get y'all in my headspace there, because I could go even further on a rant, but you get the idea. So there's the whole thing. And then Vincent, let's go. What's up, Vincent? With a super chat, let's go. First time super chat, let's go. Vincent Dimakulang. Wow, Dimakulang. Vincent Dimakulangan. Vincent Dimakulangan. I think I just nailed that. Beastmaster with one more. Beastmaster with more than one beast. Oh, the Beastmaster only has one beast, but maybe a subclass has multiple beasts, and then the Summoner definitely has multiple beasts. But that's kind of the differentiating factor. Is Beastmaster has one beast, right? And then the Summoner has multiple, usually 3 or more, right? But there's the idea. So appreciate the super chat, bro. And that is Wolfgang. Oh boy, I'm late, fee. That's funny. And we are up to date. And here comes the giveaway. Let's go. Exclamation point winner. Boom! Here it comes. Winner, Beastmaster winner, Jedi sign, epic, so epic. What? Oh, here we go. The winner is Rakdos Gaming. Rakdos was just talking about this too. Yo. That's what's up, Rakdos. Congrats, Rakdos. Yeah, shoot me. I did the thing. Yes, and I already have your email from like months and months ago of you winning early on. You were one of the earlier winners of the one shot we played in together. So yes, you got another. Props to the loyalty of being here for so long and so often. So appreciate that, dude. Let's go. The bribery failed. Rules and rulings. Oh no, you bribing that but failed. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, that is the live stream. Sorry I was so late at the beginning. But I am going to dive back into some Kickstarter stuff so I can get all the Kickstarter stuff done out of the way so that I can work back on some DC20 stuff. And Joe M, right before I could say goodbye, a late fee and I'll be back later fee, but I don't know why you're coming back because we're ending right now fee is what that is. So anyway, 0.6 extra giveaway. 0.6 extra giveaway. What makes you say 0.6 extra giveaway? We didn't hit a goal. What made you say a 0 extra giveaway? Now you have a great weekend. Bug and Hodop just need to exist, huh? I'm confused, mortal. Anyway, you guys, see y'all next week. What's up, Tomato? And then wait, why are both of y'all saying extra? Because it's the I see. I see. I see what you. Oh. I see what y'all are doing here. I see what y'all are doing. I see what. Oh, it's my late fee. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna do an extra just because you guys are awesome, and you guys come up with so many late fees. You just make up late fees out of nowhere for no reason. And then because you know what's funny, and Arcane Cypher says, "Wow, peer pressure." But honestly, I did the same thing when I was a teacher. Is Wolfgang? What's up? Appreciate you, brother. It's the same thing as a teacher. If kids tried to revolt against me, but they made logical, understandable, fair reasons, I'd be like, no, you guys, 100%, you guys are right. You got no homework. Yeah, no. First of all, I didn't do homework at all. I never did homework. Homework's dumb. I just try to throw out a generic example, but I didn't want y'all to think I did homework. Homework's so stupid. Anyway, I would totally win it. So when you guys were like, oh, late fee, I was like, no, get out of here. No, oh yeah, celebrating 0.6. I get you. I see what y'all are trying to do. But honestly, maybe a late fee, and you guys do late fees. It's like a whole the thing with you guys with the whole late fee stuff, and you guys do so much. And you guys honestly support what I do here so much through late fees. We're doing another giveaway. I'm doing one more winner. I just typed it out right there. Here's my late fee to you guys. Last time it was a lore dump late fee. This time is another giveaway late fee. So let's see. Bob Vecna. Bob Vecna. That's what's up. That's funny. Bob Vecna. Another long time viewer. Let's go. Rakdos and Vecna showing that the more you come, the more you stay, the more you hang out, the more that Nightbot loves you, apparently. That's funny. So there you go, Bob. Me and you already have in contact too, so make sure y'all reach out through the emails I already have with you guys. And then there's that's the whole thing. So now with that giveaway late fee out of the way, y'all stay creative. Think outside the box. Love y'all. Peace.